thoughtful. If he has that much power, he must be a high-rank hunter. So far, we've seen that Jinwoo is revived as a player, but there's still no change in his level. So, following the system's instructions, he begins completing all his daily tasks. Eventually, he gets a chance to enter a dungeon where he kills a few goblins. But suddenly, a wolf appears in front of him. The wolf attacks Jinwoo, but he dodges it and thinks, "My body feels so light." The wolf attacks again, and Jinwoo says to himself, "I've got this second life with great difficulty. I'm not going to waste it because of fear." He yells, "I'm not going to die here!" and punches the wolf so hard that it flies back. Jinwoo then thinks, curious, has my strength increased? But he quickly realizes, it's still not enough. I'm way weaker than this wolf. He throws multiple punches, but they have no effect. Dodging the attacks, Jinwoo thinks, what should I do now? I can't defeat it alone. I only have food and water. If this continues, I won't survive long. I wish I had a weapon. Wait, where's my inventory? Then we see him pull out a sword from his inventory. As the wolf attacks, Jinwoo slashes its head clean off. He's shocked. How did this sword end up in my inventory? Mr. Kim said he got it for millions. I couldn't afford this. So how did I get it? Just like in Attack on Titan, his wounds start evaporating into steam. Suddenly, 2 more wolves appear. Jinwoo says, as long as I have this sword, I don't need to fear anyone. But we see the sword gets stuck in the ground. As the wolves approach, Jinwoo uses all his strength to pull it out and launches an attack. One of the wolves grabs the sword with its mouth. Jinwoo jokes, "Your teeth must be made of steel." Then he kicks it and slices its mouth open, saying, "Now that I have a weapon, stop destroying it." He thinks, analytical. If I analyze this, these monsters are less dangerous than those from before. Then one of the wolves runs away in fear. Jinwoo checks his status. Excited, my level has increased. That never happened while doing daily tasks. He wonders, is it because of the fight? And notices his wounds have healed too. So he concludes, when I level up, all my abilities increase by 1 point. He says, I used to get 3 points from daily tasks, but here I got 5 points. That means I level up faster through fighting. He can feel the lightness of his body and understands. The higher your base ability, the more points you get. I can truly level up like a real player. Then a shop menu appears. But due to his low level, he can't buy anything. So he sells the wolf fang and earns 20 gold coins, thinking, no idea how much cash this is worth. But it's just an E-rank dungeon, so I doubt 20 coins is much. He thinks, I can't leave without defeating the boss, and I doubt I'll find a teleportation stone anytime soon. If this goes on, I'll die here without food. Even if it's an E-rank dungeon, I don't think I can beat the boss right now. But maybe if I keep leveling up, I'll be strong enough. Or I might die before that. Suddenly a horde of wolves appears. Jinwoo says, I've already died once. There's no point in being afraid now. We see him start fighting the wolves one by one. He says, I won't die so easily, and I don't think you will either. Besides, if you died easily, that would be no fun. He remembers his journey and keeps fighting, thinking, as long as I live, I'll keep fighting till my last breath, and I'm not stopping until I become stronger. Eventually, he kills all the wolves, levels up multiple times, and earns the title Wolf Assassin. Back in the real world, the dungeon is about to break, and no one has come for him yet. Jinwoo says, this sword won't last long. No matter what weapon I get, it ends up breaking after some time, but looks like this battle is over. Suddenly, all his abilities increase by 40% and he receives multiple items. including a teleportation stone. He wonders, should I go back? But I don't think I'll get another chance to grow this strong so easily. And what will happen to this dungeon? Will it vanish too? It feels like some unknown power is playing a game with me, so I can't leave just yet. Jinwoo decides to go deeper into the dungeon. Meanwhile, Juhee gets a call from the Hunter Association about the dungeon break. She wonders, is it because of me? Because I refuse to go with them? They ask her to come help at the dungeon site, and she agrees, thinking about Jinwoo. Inside the dungeon, Jinwoo fights more monsters, thinking, every time I level up, fighting gets easier, and the name tags over magic beasts change color. White means weaker than me. Orange means equal strength. Red means stronger than me. These wolves were red earlier, but now they're white, meaning he's become stronger. Yet, he still doubts he can defeat the next monster. He feels it's going to be terrifying, thanks to his improved perception. His level isn't increasing now, and he fears overusing his weapon will break it. Then he reaches a platform surrounded by water, where a giant snake There's water all around, and just then, a snake-like monster attacks Jinwoo, causing his sword to break. Jinwoo thinks to himself, even though I've reached level 15, this monster's name is still showing in orange, which means it's the boss here. Its whole body is covered in hard skin, so my sword is useless against it. I can't even fight it with my bare hands. The monster attacks again, and Jinwoo starts fighting back with his broken sword, thinking, I somehow need to weaken its defense. But how am I going to cut through this tough skin? The monster throws Jinwoo into the water and launches another attack, but Jinwoo dodges. Then the monster hurls him far away, and even throws a train at him. Jinwoo thinks, I thought I had become stronger, but I'm still so weak. How strong do I need to be to defeat a monster like this? Then he remembers what Miss Song told him, that everyone sees him as the weakest hunter, and he needs to work extremely hard to change that image. The monster attacks again, and Jinwoo blocks it, thinking, I can't give up this easily, especially not when this is nothing compared to that thing. This monster can't even scare me like it did. Then Jinwoo grabs the monster with his hands and thinks, I've invested all my ability points into strength. Now it's time to use them. He starts squeezing the monster with full force and says, I'm going to kill you now. We see Jinwoo choking the monster with all his might until blood gushes out, and eventually the monster dies. Jinwoo, relieved and smiling, says, So in the end, I really have become a little stronger. After that, Jinwoo receives a weapon made from the monster's fangs, which is twice as powerful as his previous sword. It can paralyze the enemy and reduce their power by 1% every second. He also receives an A-rank poison, which can harden his skin by 20%, but using it will permanently damage his muscles by 35%. Then a notification pops up. You have defeated the boss. This area will now return to its normal state. Everything turns back to normal, and Jinwoo exits the station. Outside, everything is deserted. A police officer tells him to go home to stay safe. But when the officer sees Jinwoo's sword, he realizes that Jinwoo is a hunter. He takes Jinwoo aside, and Jinwoo thinks, did something happen here? Looking at the destruction, Jinwoo says, looks like a dungeon break happened. Does that mean all the monsters have escaped? The officer replies, most of them are dead. Only a giant magic beast is left. Jinwoo uses his perception and senses that the beast is boss level. We then see a crowd taking photos of the monster and ignoring the police. Many hunters are trying to stop the monster. One of them is saving others from the attacks, while healers are trying to keep him alive. The hunter says, what are the other fighters doing? We haven't even managed to scratch this thing. Another fighter responds. This monster's defense is too strong, and we don't even have enough magic users, Jinwoo observes. This is a temporary team, which is why they're not coordinating well. Most of them are low-rank hunters. 8 are E rank and 1 is D rank, who's acting as the tank. That's why this fight is dragging on. They're trying to avoid casualties. As for healers, there are 2 D rank healers and 1 is trying to heal Juhi, but she's unable to concentrate. Juhi tries to cast magic, but suddenly remembers the monster from the previous dungeon, and her magic fails. Jinwoo thinks, she's still traumatized by that dungeon. But this is just a D rank boss, meaning it's weaker than the one I just defeated. If I can break its defense, they can easily kill it. Jinwoo then uses all his strength to throw his broken sword at the monster, which cracks its defense. The other fighters seize the moment and defeat the monster. The D-rank hunter wonders, none of our attacks were working, so how did we suddenly break its defense? What was that thing that flew in here? I can't believe this boss got taken down by a broken sword. He asks an officer about who threw the sword. The officer begins talking about Jinwoo, but Jinwoo has already disappeared. The hunter thinks, if he has that much power, he must be a high-rank hunter. Jinwoo says, I didn't think I'd defeat it in one blow. Maybe it was already weak. Juhi then says, was that Jinwoo? Guys, forget everything else. Did anyone check his muscles? Looks like Saitama's workout really works. So what do you think? After Jinwoo took down the monster in a single strike, what rank do you think he is now? Let me know in the comments.